Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We play Nottingham Forest in the Premier League, and of course, it is a massive game, a must win at that, because they are laying ahead of us in the table. And if we want to be in the top four at the end of the season, we certainly have to ensure that we win the likes of Nottingham Forest. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like, let's get into it. So, Nottingham Forest, who is of course coached by Nuno Espirito Santo, who you more remember by Wolves, of course, and what he done there in his time in the Premier League, has certainly this season brought a surprise package with Nottingham Forest. But it's not too surprising because when he was the manager of Wolves, you could certainly see the football that he was trying to play with him. And we certainly always struggled against Wolves, especially away from home, because of how good Nuno is at setting up his team defensively, but also very, very good and dynamic on the counter attack. And Nottingham Forest has been built into a team that is very good at counter attacks with the likes of Callum Hudson-Odoi, Anthony Elanga, Morgan Gibbs-White, and now this season, of course, you have Chris Wood scoring goals for fun. And even though their form hasn't been as extremely good as it has been since the start of the season, they are still a very tough opponent to face. And they might be coming to Old Trafford, and they certainly will feel that we're not as good as we are, but certainly Nottingham Forest will come to Old Trafford with confidence. They will want to cause an upset, just like Everton wanted to. And that in itself must be an alarming note for us because we cannot have teams coming to Old Trafford with confidence. We need to start making Old Trafford a fortress, and that is what Ruben Amorim definitely wants to have at Manchester United, where our home ground is definitely a fortress and it becomes a place that opponents fear even before they step foot out onto the pitch for the game. Now, Nuno Espirito Santo is quite smart in the way he has his team play because when it comes to defending, they are very smart in how they nullify certain types of play because of how aggressive they are when trying to win the ball back. They have a very good structure when they are sitting back in their mid to low block because they kind of don't want to be too deep so that they struggle getting out on the counter attack. That's why they sit in a mid to low block in order for them to actually try and counter at a much more advantageous position. Hence the reason why the likes of Callum Hudson-Odoi, Anthony Elanga with their pace can certainly be deadly when they are attacking teams on the counter attack and there is space for them to run into. Now, this doesn't mean that they're only going to play counter attack. No, they do have players that are good on the ball, that have the technical ability to be able to be calm, try and play a pass, and build out from the back. But it's not something that is actually more for their type of play. Nuno Espirito Santo very much loves a team that is quick in the transitions and very much on the counter attack. This season alone, they've had a few good performances and certainly have put a few teams to the sword and have definitely given a good account of themselves. We know that they lost to Manchester City in their most recent game, but that is Man City, of course, who are also not on a good run, but certainly they were not as good as you expected them to be in that game. And they had their chances, don't get me wrong. They certainly did have moments to go on to win the game, but they were just not as clinical as they were in games before. So Nottingham Forest in itself is a test for us, and it certainly will be a test for Ruben Amorim, who, even though had his first loss against Arsenal, in the week, it certainly is a moment for him to reflect, to see how he has to deal with the players in a difficult moment, especially after a loss. He keeps rotating the squad and changing the team for every game. That will eventually start to stop when he definitely will have to ensure that he has his strong and trusted starting 11, and then from the bench try and work with players that might not be good enough for the starting 11, but certainly can be part of the team in terms of backup or as a squad option. Now, for me in this game, I definitely feel that it's about time now that Ruben Amorim starts to put people in their proper positions and, of course, puts them into a position where they can actually be much stronger. So, of course, you go with Onana in goal, and Martinez and Mainoo definitely do return to the team after their one-game suspensions. And Lenny Yoro also returns to the squad after he made his debut against Arsenal, a good debut at that. So you would have Onana in goal, and I think the back three will go back to being Mazraoui, De Ligt, and Martinez as the back three. I think Ahmad will return to right wing back, where he has been one of our better players, if not our best player, when we are on the ball, and of course defensively as well. Ahmad at right wing back. Left wing back, I think, will be Diogo Dalot. I think he will continue to play there. Not in his greatest moment of form, but certainly a reliable player. And I think Amorim will continue to play him at left wing back. Yes, Malasia can play there, but he is more defensive minded. Hence why he would go with a Dalot, who is a bit much more better in the attack. And of course, when he plays in between the lines, between the midfield and the forward line, he certainly can be an asset with his good technical ability in between the lines. In midfield, as I said, Mainoo returns to the team with Martinez, so I would like to see him partner Ugarte in midfield, which is quite dynamic. There's much energy in that, quite a lot of legs, and also very good technical ability to hold onto the ball and try and build up from the back and play out through a Nottingham Forest press. And the three up front that I want to go with, as I said, it is a time of game where you have to start playing players in their natural positions. So I would like to see two number 10s in the number 10 positions, being Bruno and Mason Mount, in my opinion, and Rasmus Højlund up front being our out and out striker that we need, especially if you're going to have two number 10s behind him that are going to try and play in between the lines, run beyond Rasmus Højlund, and also try and find him and any other teammates that might be in better positions for us to score goals. So Ruben Amorim certainly will continue to treat the game as a preseason because, as I said, he is still assessing his squad, and he certainly will continue to do that until he feels 100% confident that certain players can be trusted. Because in the Arsenal game, he definitely saw that some of these players aren't 100% mentally ready and strong enough to play for Manchester United. Ruben Amorim does have his work cut out for him, and I think he is trying to keep the team together because he knows that certain players will not be part of the squad or his team for the future. And of course, he knows he needs to nurture some of the players, especially the ones that haven't been in favor as of late. The players coming through the academy, the young players, they certainly will see that there is an opportunity for them in the first team, with Lenny Yoda only being 18, playing for Manchester United. You have Kobbie Mainoo that came through the academy. You have Alejandro Garnacho, and now more recently you have Godwill Kukonki, who certainly is being given his opportunity, trying to impress in training and of course traveling with the squad. So the future of Manchester United is certainly going to be a very good one with the caliber of players that are being produced and being brought through to the first team. So Amorim certainly will use that, and of course he will use the players that are currently at his disposal, and of course when we get in transfers of players that will play to his tactics and his system 100% perfectly, then we will start seeing changes in Manchester United. We are improving, we are moving forward, but we certainly know that we have a long way to go. I just want to also give my condolences to our club, Manchester United as a whole, all of us as a family. We did lose Lady Kath from the reception at the club. She has passed away. And of course, thoughts and prayers go out to the family, her family, of course. And us as United fans, part of the United family, certainly know that she has been part of the club for such a long time. She was there with Sir Matt Busby, she was there with Sir Bobby, she was there with Sir Alex all through the years, through all of the years we had with the managers we had with Moyes, all the way up until now with Ruben Amorim. She's been there through it all and certainly will be remembered this weekend in the Premier League, whichever which way they do it, but she will be remembered and certainly will be missed. So we play Nottingham Forest and it has to be a win. It has to be us finishing that game with 3 points and of course a good performance, just like our head coach Ruben Amorim said. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like. Thank you for joining me in today's video. Enjoy the weekend till we see each other again soon, Red Devils. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. If you want more content on Manchester United, like, share and subscribe.